Hi, I'm Devin Moore, your host for Humanity Rising's Race to Speak Up podcast and founder of hashtag Race to Speak Up, an anti-bullying organization. The Race to Speak Up podcast is a place where we have open and engaging conversations about bullying prevention, how to be upstanders, and how we are making a positive change in our communities. So the question now is, how do you race to speak up? Hello and welcome to the Race to Speak Up podcast. I'm your host, Devin Moore. Today's guest is Jahkil Jackson. Jahkil is a best-selling author, student athlete, social entrepreneur, and founder of Project I Am, a nonprofit organization that he created when he was 8 years old. Now 14, Jahkil has a heartfelt desire to help those in need. Jahkil's mission is to build awareness of homelessness and to help the homeless population by offering blessing bags, a giveaway filled with essential items. In just a few years, Jahkil's efforts have touched nearly 60,000 men, women, and children internationally. Welcome, Jahkil. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing well, and thank you for being here. Can
Thank
you
you for having me.
can you tell us about Project I Am?
So Project I Am is my organization I started when I was about 8 years old, and I was building up the organization from 5 to 8. So, the organization is to build awareness to homelessness and provide blessed bags full of toiletry items like hand sanitizer, wipes, masks, towels, toothbrush, toothpaste, daily essentials that we usually have that they don't have easy access to.
How did you come up with the name Project I Am?
So Project I Am was originally called I Am Naeem. My middle name is Naeem. It means to give without receiving back. So it was kind of in me to want to give back. So I thought I should name it that. But then after like let's say a year, a couple years, I saw that more and more kids started helping out the community and doing great like community service. So I started to call it Project I Am, like Project I Am Jaden, Project I Am Jalen, something like that, where they can kind of put their name there.
Oh, cool. What's the most amount of blessing bags you've prepared with your friends and family in one day?
In one day, I would say 5,000. That was like when I was 11 or 12, so a couple years ago probably. But yeah, it was 5,000.
Oh, cool. Why do you think people tend to forget about homeless people or overlook a homeless person?
Um, I think it could be many reasons. I mean, some people just aren't introduced to, those type of real life situations, and even as an adult, um, they cannot really understand or know about these situations. So that could be part of the reason. Just lack of knowledge. Also, it could be sometimes sometimes people can feel like they're not on their level or something, or they are like they look down to them and that type of thing. So they think they're better than them in some type of ways. So that can be another reason. It's different reasons to why it happens.
Yeah, I mean, homeless people are people with hearts and feelings too. So,
Mm.
and another way that you're working to educate others is through your book titled I Am, which is about knowing your self worth and overcoming bullying. And you were bullied. Can you share what happened to you?
In sixth and seventh grade, I was bullied. Sixth grade was kind of just like more of teasing and some just more like the silly things. And then seventh grade, it got more intense as I got older and like death threats, things like that. Some physical things happened. So it just kind of progressed. It was just stupid stuff in general, though. None of it was really necessary at all. But that's what happens with bullying. None of it is necessary at all. But it just happens.
Oh, well, I mean, I'm sorry to hear that. How did it affect you? Was it like hard to focus in class or could you not sleep at night or how did it affect you?
Um, it affected me. I kind of got sad. I started doubting myself, lost confidence for a while. Um, through six, like lost confidence through everything I did, really, specifically basketball too. I kind of started to stop shooting sometimes, just not feeling confident in myself. So I've definitely, I think, throughout the past year, I've gotten way better. I gotten my confidence back, basically, I believe, which is a great thing. So I'm really glad about that. But it was it was just kind of some depression going on. Sometimes I thought I just wanted to end it all. So it was just a lot going on, and my parents saw it and they wanted to help. So that was good. That I had a support system with me to help guide me through that tough time.
Well, again, I'm sorry to hear that you went through that, but I'm glad that you were able to get that confidence back and work towards not only creating Project I Am, but as well your book and like really making a path for yourself and having that support system. And going back to your book, why don't you tell us more about it?
Yep, I believe I have it right with me. This is the book I Am, and this is back page, but yeah, this is the book. And the book is about bullying and my experience through sixth and seventh grade with bullying. And I just wanted to help other kids deal with that tough time. And it's about, self-worth and like knowing who you are, knowing that you don't have to listen to what other people think, unless it's positive. Then you can listen to that. But if it's something negative, then you really don't have to listen to that.
Oh, well, yeah, I agree with you. And by you creating that book, you're starting this conversation. You're educating others on not only like how to deal with bullying, but your story. And it's good that others can, relate to you. And now you're a motivational speaker. Can you tell us who you've spoken to and what's your message?
So when I was 9 years old, I think I started public speaking. I've spoken in front of 15,000 people. I think that's the most people I've spoken in front of at We Day. I've spoken to a lot of schools. It's hard to name them. I've spoken to, done a lot of public speaking with younger ages, high school, middle school. Done some speaking to adults, every age. But I've done a lot of public speaking. My message is that you don't have to wait until you're an adult to become a change agent or start your own business, because you can do it right now. So my motto is don't wait to be great.
I completely agree with you. I think that's something a lot more people need to say in their everyday life. I mean, especially when it comes to social media, I know that a lot of people post positive affirmations. And why don't we post positive, quotes like that? So, what's the importance of being an upstander? And an upstander is someone who stands up for others or helps the one being bullied.
um, I think the importance of being an upstander is humongous. It's not good to be a bystander at all. It can be a serious situation where somebody might just need you to be an upstander. And just think, if something bad happened, and then after that situation, like you thinking to yourself, what if I actually stepped up and did something about it? You don't want to experience that. So just start off by being an upstander, and you want to be a leader. You don't want to be a follower. You want to be somebody that leads people in the right direction. People who are geared different types of ways and want to do the wrong thing, you can be a leader and try to influence them different ways. So I think that's the big importance of being an upstander.
Yeah, I mean, it's better to actually, intervene when it's safe, intervene and really help the one being bullied. What grade are you in?
I'm in ninth grade, so I'm about to finish my fourth week of school this Friday. So I'm really excited. The school is pretty good. I'm liking it so far.
Cool. What do you like most about school?
Honestly, I would say the food. It is a huge difference from going from middle school food going to high school food. I mean, the chicken tenders at middle school, like I don't know, it kind of shaky. But then you move over to high school food. It's like chicken tenders taste like some real restaurant food, super crispy. Fries amazing. They got mild sauce, ranch, whole whole fountains, whole machines for drinks like restaurants have. It's like a actual little restaurant. You get that every day. So I'd be in heaven. So if I have like a test and I fail it, I go to lunch. I'm all good. Just keep it going. Lunch really fills me up, so I would say lunch.
Cool. I mean, this school year definitely is a lot different than last school year. So I see your school has a lot going on. How are you dealing with COVID?
COVID,
COVID
I've
pandemic.
been doing pretty good. I think it was an adjustment at first when it first started, especially with the organization, going from doing bag stuffings with a bunch of people, a bunch of volunteers to switching over to doing bags with just me, my mom, my dad in a small living room on a table, and then my grandma Gigi would come pick it up and drop them off at shelters. So, as COVID got better, we kind of as things kind of cleared up, we started doing more bags with volunteers. So that has been pretty cool to get back in the rhythm of things.
Well, it's good that you have that drive to really continue working towards the change and the positive change on top of that. You were acknowledged as one of three influential people of 2017 by President Barack Obama and the Obama Foundation. What was that experience like? Why don't you walk us through it?
It was actually a surprise. So my mom got an email from, well, actually, first, in 2017, Obama named me one of 2017's most influential people. And after that, we stayed in touch with the Obama Foundation. And then they reached out to us like a couple months later and asked us if we wanted to come to a reception. So we went there, and I was the only kid there. It was a bunch of adults. So it was no chairs, no drinks, no food, just these tall black tables and us standing there networking for about an hour. My mom was ready to go, but then I stopped there. But like right when she was about to walk out, a guy came out and said, "You guys are not going to meet Obama." When I tell you, my mind was blown. I thought they were joking for a second, but then I started jumping up and down, shaking my mom, like it, I was going crazy. And when I met him, I was first in line, and there's a lady next to him who tells him who the person is so he doesn't forget in the moment. And he actually interrupted her and said, "I know who this young man is. I was tweeting about him." So to know that he remembers me from a couple months later, that's a huge honor.
That's amazing, Jahkil. I can only imagine going through that amazing experience. And then something else you were a part of was the Marvel's Hero Project. Can you tell us about it?
Marvel Hero Project was really cool. I actually have that too, of course. This is the comic book. So it kind of opens up. Wait, yeah, it opens up to like a little comic strip. Got a whole page. So Marvel, they asked us if we want to be a part of the project, and they gave us an episode on Disney Plus and the comic books, and they gave me the power of super speed. So just to be in the same category as superheroes that I grew up watching, that I still love watching, is now being in the same category. That's amazing. It's super cool.
What has been the most rewarding part of your Project I Am journey?
The most rewarding part is just seeing others happy, um, and knowing that there's much more that I need to help. Just seeing other people happy makes me happy. So basically, that's the whole joy of it.
What are your hopes and dreams for yourself and Project I Am moving forward?
So this year I have a plan of doing 17,000 bags, and in the future, hopefully starting a tiny house movement, which is basically tiny homes for those in need. And I've seen some started up, so I'm really excited to get that going. Also, just demolishing homelessness in general. That's the whole mission. I know it sounds like a huge goal, impossible, but hopefully in the future I can make it possible, and then get others to just help in and make it even more possible.
Yeah, well, of course, I fully support and I can't wait to see where Project I Am goes in the future. I really am happy for you. And like I said, 100% you have my support. So I want to thank you. And my last question for you is how can people find you? Tell us your social media platforms and your website.
So you can find me on Instagram as Jahkil Jackson. So Jahkil Jackson. Jahkil Jackson. You can find me also my other Instagram, official project I am. That's the other Instagram. It was recently changed, so my account is not now. My main account is Jahkil Jackson, and I have a separate account, Official Project I Am, which is what the main account used to be called. It was a bunch of stuff, but also it's Official Project I Am on Facebook, and on TikTok it's Jahkil. So the word it's and then Jahkil, Jahkil. But that's on my social media. Yeah.
And your website?
Oh, I keep forgetting that. My website is officialprojectiam.com.
Well, awesome, Jahkil. You are such a huge inspiration to all and an incredible young man. So keep up the great work.
Thank you.
And thank you all for listening. I hope to see you guys at future Race to Speak Up podcasts. If you have any questions about the Race to Speak Up podcast, feel free to contact me at racetospeakup@gmail.com. Make sure to follow at Race to Speak Up on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter for updates on future podcasts. Join the Humanity Rising movement. Humanity Rising offers scholarships for students making a difference in the world through service. Visit www.humanityrising.org for more information. And remember to ask yourself this question: how do you race to speak up?